Hey everybody, it's Carla with Cobweb Corner. Welcome to my Flosstube channel. This is number 2 for me, so bear with me. We're gonna get better and better, I hope. I'm here to talk to you about my first time at the Nashville Needlework Trade Show. It was so much fun. I've never attended before, and I was so excited and so pumped up to go. I actually flew into Huntsville, Alabama on Friday night. That's where my daughter lives, and I got a hotel room there, and she picked me up at 7:30 Saturday morning and went with me. And I was a little bit nervous about her going. I knew she'd like it. She does cross stitch, but spending 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock looking at cross stitch designs, wasn't sure what she would think. But I have to tell you, we just both had so much fun. And she told me multiple times, this is way more fun than I thought it was going to be, and all I want to do is go home and stitch. And I felt exactly the same way. I'm like, let's get some of these new patterns and let's get stitching. But I took her for a couple of reasons. First of all, I wanted to spend time with my daughter, of course. I don't get to see her that often, and when we do go down there, it's a little bit hurried, and I rarely get just daughter-mother time. So I was a little bit selfish that way. But I also wanted her perspective on the designs that the designers were putting out. And I did get that. And another thing I did was, as I went from room to room, I talked to the designers about a young people's perspective, but let me get into that later. First of all, how the show works, it's at an Embassy Suites, and if you've never been to an Embassy Suites, they have a very large atrium, and in a big, huge rectangle, all of the hallways of the floors look out over a balcony down into the atrium. So floors 2 through 5 were just for vendors for this trade show. Every vendor had a room of their own, and every room on those floors was full. And the rooms are suites, and they have a living room area in them. So the vendors would use the living room area to set up their displays and show their products, show their new designs, show how they finished their designs. There were people with hand-dyed fabrics, people with, there was one person selling frames, people with needle minders, all different kinds of things like that. So every room was a different company, a different vendor, designer, and there were 4 floors of them. So we get in there, and out on the balcony are these huge banners showing different companies that are going to be on that floor. So you look up and you say, oh, La-Di-Da, and Blackbird Designs, and Glendon Place, and on and on and on. And we were just like, oh my gosh, this is Disneyland for cross stitchers. So it was just, we were so excited getting there. So we decided to go to the 5th floor and work our way down. And after an hour, we hadn't even made it around 1/4 of one floor. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so much fun, but we're spending so much time in every room, and I'd already spent a lot of money. I'm like, this is gonna be, I don't even know what to do. So the first thing I learned is that as a shop owner, you're expected to bring labels to make the buying process easier. And they're just they call them stickers. Oh, sorry, some of the books I'm gonna show just fell on the floor. There's stickers with your company name, your address, all the info you would need to write down if you're placing an order. So it saves a ton of time. I didn't know that, so I didn't have that. The other thing was, some of the companies don't take credit cards, and these were mostly, there were at least 3 vendors that we visited that were from Italy, and those were cash only. So I didn't have enough cash on me, had to go to the ATM, and that was all good. But lessons learned. Another lesson is, one day, you can do it in one day, but you're gonna be so tired. If I go next year, excuse me, I'll probably get a room at the show if possible, but they sell out really fast, and try to rest during the day and break the day up a little bit. But let me start. I tried to get into every single room. I'm not sure that I made it, but it was just so fun to meet the designers and to see their stuff stitched up. And that was what my daughter couldn't get over. And I kind of knew that when I asked her to come, that she would get an appreciation. She's seen quite a few cross-stitch pieces framed, but she got to see so many different ways to use your pieces and so many different ways, projects that you can do to finish your piece. And I thought that was really important, and really got her motivated to keep stitching. There was only one bad thing that happened to me in the whole thing, and that was one of the vendors refused to sell to an online-only shop. And I'm not going to say who that vendor was or anything. I'm not that kind of a person, but I was really shocked, and it was kind of demeaning. I felt a little bit like my business was, I don't know, thought of as less than a real business or something. I don't know. So I had started a purchase, and she asked about my shop, and I said, oh, I'm an online only shop. I've been selling for 20 years. And she just stopped and said, oh, well, we don't sell to online only shops. And there were, like 8 other women in line, and I had to put everything away and stuff. So it was really embarrassing, but oh well, I thought I'd share it just because that was part of my experience. Not really so much a complaint as I was shocked that somebody would not let me buy something just because I didn't have a brick and mortar store. So, but that was the only bad thing. Everything else was fabulous except for the sore feet. I'm not going to go into today the items I bought, because I just got home last night and I had 6 hours worth of orders to fill. I started filling orders from when I was gone at 7:15 this morning, and I worked straight until 1:45 before I finally got them all out in the mail. And then I have just so much other stuff. Before I had left, I had put in a huge order to Hoffman Distributing to restock my Prairie Schooler charts, my Stony Creek charts, some heartstrings, carriage house and stuff like that. And I had, a couple hundred books probably. And those are still waiting to be completely processed and filed. But the other reason I'm not ready is because here is all of my paperwork from the show. These are all of my receipts and my information on the store owners, and I have to go through all of that. The way it worked was you'd go in, and a lot of the shops brought everything, but of course they can't bring hundreds of copies of everything. And some things they didn't bring, but you could order them. So you go in and you say, oh my gosh, I love that chart. I'll take, 2 or 3 of those. And, some people were buying 30 or 40 of them, but I can't do that. So, plus I'm just trying this for the first time. So I say, well, I'll take 2 of those and 3 of those and 2 of those. And then they'd write up your order, and they'd say, oh, we're sold out of that one, but we'll ship it to you. But we have this one, and oh, we're sold out of that one too, but we'll ship that to you too. So I have to go through all my paperwork and figure out what I got per designer and what I should expect to still be coming to me. And then I have to go in and get it all entered on my website. And one of my videos, I'm going to show you what I do to get my inventory onto my website, and then how I store it and all that. So right now I'm kind of inundated with paperwork and stuff, so I'm going to wait a little bit to show you what I bought. And I think how I'm going to do it is I'm going to feature 1 or 2 or 3 designers in each video, so that way we can concentrate and give some recognition to a designer. So perhaps one day I'll do Primitive Hair, and one day I'll do Glendon Place, or do them both in one video or something. show you the designs I picked up at the show, give you a link to maybe where you can see some other of their designs and talk about their displays. I will put in here, I have a couple photos that I took of the stash I brought home with me, and it was not really my stash, it's store stash, and a couple photos of the rooms so you can get an idea of how they were set up. And I'll insert those somewhere in the video. So to keep this short for today, I just wanted to let you know how excited I was and how fun the show was and how welcoming the designers were. They were so busy. I have no idea how many shops, people like me, were there buying and viewing, but sometimes you'd go into a room and there would be women lined up out the door, and I did see mostly women doing the buying, lined up out the door, waiting to get into that particular room. So they were just swamped. Those ladies the ladies and gentlemen who were designers had to be so tired by the end of the show. And most of them showed up on Wednesday because they had to bring all of their inventory, and then they had to get into their rooms and set up. Some of them had just wonderful displays, beautiful displays. And so that part was really interesting too, seeing just what they did to display their items. And some of the new designs are so amazing. The other thing that I wanted to say is about bringing my daughter is that one of the things I'm concerned about as a shop owner and just as a person passionate about stitching is how do we keep young people interested in cross stitching? And to me, the answer is in the designs. I think we have to have designers who create charts that appeal to a younger crowd. And someday I plan on doing a video talking about my demographic, but just real quick, 95% of my customers are 55 and over. And so I'm getting very few people, and the rest, almost all of the rest are 40 and older. So how do we get those 20 to 40-year-old people interested in stitching? And as you walked around the trade show, it was room after room after room of stunning samplers, reproduction samplers, traditional samplers, things like that. And there were, of course, exceptions. Lots of Halloween designs and Christmas designs and stuff like that. But for the most part, the designers that were there, I don't know what percentage, were very much into samplers, and everybody loves samplers. But as a way to get someone who's 23 years old interested in starting stitching, I think we need something that appeals to them other than a sampler. And then as they stitch and continue to get into different types of designs, I think it's just natural that they'll pick up the traditional style samplers. So that was something that I talked to a number of the designers about, is how do we get young people? And I would love to have any thoughts from anyone on that subject, because I think it's really important for the craft and for the designers to keep new people involved. So the only other thing I want to show today is right before I left, I had received an order for restock from Glendon Place, and I haven't opened it yet. So I'm going to open it right now and show you some of the things that were in my order from Glendon Place. She's one of my favorite designers. Her name's Cheryl. She was at the show. I got to meet her. Super nice, super busy. She has beautiful, beautiful designs. So the first small box of designs were restock on her tiramisu chart. This is from her dessert series. So she has like red velvet cake, tiramisu, I don't know what else. So I got some of that. Those are super good sellers. This is a new chart to me, to Cobweb Corner. It is Rainbow Parfait. So, and then we've got Simply Love. This is a big seller. Some of her, this one is, may your blessings outnumber the thistles that grow, and may trouble avoid you wherever you go. It's another cute chart. Then she's got some Christmas designs. If you've never done any of her designs, they are super cute. Bestseller. I saw this one stitched, and it was very large. I'm assuming it was done on the count that was, this was stitched, the design, the model was stitched on 28 count ivory linen, and it was much bigger than I expected to be, but it was beautiful. So I have a number of those. Desert Rose, pretty colors there. This is a new chart, and I don't know how to say it. Helianthus? So somebody correct me on that, but isn't that beautiful? It's just stunning. So I got a couple of those. Then that was in one box. And the next box is, of course, my invoice, but the next box is all the fun embellishment packs. Let's see, she uses dinky dye threads. So she makes up packets with the dinky dye threads for most of her designs, not for all. So for example, this one is for the Simply Love chart. Oops, sorry, that was, oh, and that is really bright. Sorry about that. Let's get this back here. So I've got all kinds of floss packs that are going to be added as options for her designs. This one is for the Woodland Wonder. It's the embellishment pack for, let me see if I can do something about that glare. And no, I can't. So there we go. The embellishment pack for Woodland Wonder, and you can see it's the braids and beads and stuff needed. And we've got Halloween luck. Again, everything you need right there. It doesn't include any standard floss or any material or anything like that. It's gonna be your beads, your metallic threads, and your dinky dye floss. Although this one is water lilies. So whatever the chart calls for other than DMC, and I am really sorry about the glare. I got some sun coming in. Let's see where it fits. There we go. That's not too, no. I think if it was right by my face, it would work, but it's not. Anyway, so I have a whole box of embellishment packs, and it's like so fun. Box. This one is for Come Said the Wind. This is a really big seller. It says, oh, I can't read it without my, it says, come said the wind to the leaves one day, come o'er the meadows and we will play. Put on your dreams, scarlet and gold, for summer is gone and the days grow old. Isn't that cool? And isn't that beautiful material that's on? So wonderful fall colors. So I've got a whole bunch of fun stuff from Glendon Place. That was not from the show, just from a restock order with some new designs. So I thought I'd share that to you because that's one of the things that I have to do on a daily basis. So that's it for now. Not a super long video, and just wanted to let you know that there's more coming up about the market, and I will try to feature some of the designers and show you more about that. And I'll also try to insert some photos for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I kind of rambled. Sorry about that. And sorry about my poor lighting. I'll try to get better. Please leave comments and questions, and please share. And if you like it, go ahead and subscribe. Join us on Facebook. We have lots of activity on our Facebook page. So see you soon, and happy stitching.